We're getting a better picture of the damage dealt to Palmyra's ancient monuments in Syria. The city was recently recaptured by Syrian troops who were able to drive out ISIS fighters with the help of Russian airstrikes. Russian combat engineers have arrived in Syria to start clearing the archaeological sites of mines and booby traps left behind by ISIS. CBS News foreign correspondent Liz Palmer is the first journalist working for an American organization to make it to Palmyra, and she joins us by phone. Liz, thank you so much. What have you seen? Describe the condition the ancient city was left in.
Well, you have to imagine the great tourist site, the famous Roman columns and beautiful Palmyra temples standing up against the desert sky on one side of the road, and on the other side, the town that served this world-famous archaeological treasure. From a distance, the ruins themselves look as majestic as they ever did. Once you go in, though, you see that there are some really heartbreaking gaps. Two of the best preserved and largest temples have been blasted to bits. The great Roman triumphal arch is no more, and a very famous pre-Islamic lion statue has been toppled to the ground and badly defaced. The town on the other side of the road has been, if anything, worse hit. ISIS was using it as a headquarters. That's where a lot of their fighters were living. And so it was very badly damaged by both artillery and airstrikes in the battle to recapture the whole area. At the moment, there are no civilians there. We were with one of the curators of the museum who wanted to go and see what damage had been done to his house, but he was advised against it. It's just too dangerous. The place is littered with mines and maybe even booby-trapped explosives.
With that said, where have you been able to go, and how close have you been able to get to some of the ruins?
Well, we were able to get up to the Triumphal Arch, which is being blown apart, up to the Temple of Bel, which is one of the greatest losses. In fact, this curator that we spoke to said it was the one thing that he felt very sad about. It's a great big stone temple, and it's just lying like giant stone Lego blocks all over the ground. Oddly enough, one of the central arches is still standing, and he said it had been damaged, very badly damaged, by the French army in the 1930s, and it was rebuilt with better concrete foundations. So ironically, that modern reconstruction is still standing, but the ancient temple all around it is just tumbled all over the ground. We were also able to get to the Roman amphitheater. It's a jewel of a Roman, preserved Roman theater. And it was grotesquely used by ISIS for a mass execution, which they filmed and put out on social media. But they didn't destroy it. It is intact. It's as beautiful as it ever was. And the Syrians that I was with said that they couldn't wait to see it reopened again and to have those terrible memories erased by new visitors coming to admire it.
It must be so difficult for them. You mentioned the mines, the booby traps. How are you able to navigate that dangerous landscape?
Well, you just have to stay on the paths. The Syrian army has made sure that, for example, the main road is safe, and a couple of paths leading to some of these ruins have been checked, but we were told to stay on those paths, and believe you me, I wasn't going to step off on in any way. It was just too dangerous, and all the time we were there, we could hear the sappers, the explosive experts, but disposing of mines. So every few minutes there would be this mighty explosion on the other side of the road where they're working at the moment to clear the town.
Wow, what a sight. Liz Palmer, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.